transition?
Yeah, I think he's doing well for the most part. It's not an easy transition, and he's been working on it for a few weeks now, and I think he's only going to get better the more reps he gets there.
Did you feel like he moved people when he was correct?
Yeah. I felt like he did a pretty nice job, creating movement at the line of scrimmage and, in the run game, just being physical overall for sure.
What made you give him the chance?
Well, I mean, watching him play earlier this year, before he hurt his ankle, we just saw what we had there and what we liked. He obviously got injured, so it kind of set him back a little bit. But it was kind of a move that we wanted to eventually do and give him a shot out there. And I thought he did a nice job answering.
What made you think he'd be suited at guard specifically, or was that just where the opening was?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the best fit for the time being. I wouldn't say that's going to be his position long term, but I think right now, just playing there and getting those reps, I think that's a good fit for him.
Steno, did he show you, position aside, did he show you guys something kind of mentally when things kind of went haywire in that Indianapolis preseason game with the penalties, but then you guys threw him out there for the second half and said, go play?
Yeah, certainly. And I think any young guy that can kind of go through that adversity and you can see how they respond and how they react, and they come out of it and they do a good job, that's very positive for them, and that's encouraging as a coach to say, all right, this guy can go through some stuff and still have that self-confidence to go out there and play. So, yeah, that was impressive.
Did anything Emmanuel did Sunday even surprise you?
I wouldn't say surprise. I was just really happy with, the whole week he had in his mind that he was going to have to be counted on and be the guy, and I thought he went out there and responded and did a really nice job. That rep on the goal line where he had to run over Cashman, that was impressive. He's a good linebacker, and he just stepped up in there and ran him over and scored a touchdown. So, I just really liked how he responded. I wouldn't say I was surprised by it, but I was just really encouraged by it.
What kind of luxury is that, to have a backup that can handle not just a week, but 28 carries and put the game in his hands?
Yeah, it's great. Anytime you want to have a team that goes into the playoffs and makes a run, you have to have depth. And, we still have to earn our way there. But as it goes, people are going to go down. People are going to have to step up. And if you can get those guys to go out there and do a good job, that really gives you a chance to make it. You know what I mean? So I thought, again, he did a great job.
How far away is he from being able to be the back of choice on third downs?
I think, with him, he's shown some really nice things in the past game where he can go out and catch the ball and make some plays. So I wouldn't say he's a guy that you wouldn't want in there. I like what Chris brings to the table as well, protection-wise. I think he does a really nice job. For example, in the Giants game, he stepped up, blocked the linebacker for a couple of seconds, and we hit a big play to Savion down the field. So I think Brooks also adds a lot in that area too. So we kind of rotate those guys. But, I wouldn't say he's not a guy you want in on third down. I just think Brooks does a really nice job there as well.
Steno, I know Flores does a lot of stuff, and it's not all on Sean, but I'm assuming you don't have any protection schemes where you plan on Eric Wilson coming straight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There was a few mishaps that we obviously had to get cleaned up on the sidelines. And that stuff, obviously you never want that to happen. But I think Sean responded well as the game went and really got into a groove. And it's a nice thing if you can get the run game going, then you don't have to rely on that as much.
So I don't know how loud it was in MetLife Stadium, but obviously you know what Detroit can be like. So how much have you seen now from these first couple of games with Sean at center, and how much more do you see coming for him as we move forward? Yeah,
I think this is obviously going to be a big test for everybody. It's a great Ford Field, is an excellent environment, really tough road. Go in there to get a win. It's really tough on the road. So I think it's going to be a good test for Sean. I think he can do it. He'll be fine. But yeah, it's just going to be one of those games where there's going to be ups and downs, and we just got to fight through it and stay level-headed and keep playing hard.
So is it challenging or difficult at all when you go from, you had a run-heavy game plan one week, and let's say you wanted to open it up the next week? Is that to play different ways in different weeks? Is that?
No.
It's not.
I think the way our offense is built, we're pretty versatile. So that's what's nice about what we can do is, if it's a game where we have to run the ball, we can do that. And obviously we can air it out as well. So that's the nice thing, obviously, with Jordan and all our wide receivers and everything like that. We have that ability.
Adam, is using Kennard more as a sixth man, any related to not having 85 out there anymore?
Yeah, it is. And I think he's doing a great job. And yeah, I think it's just one of those things that to help in the blocking surface and things like that, whether it's in the pass game or in the run game. He brings a lot to the table.
The Lions play a lot of man, don't they?
Yes, a lot.
Have you seen like a study diet of that at all since we saw them earlier?
Yeah, I mean they are who they are. They're going to challenge you every step of the way. They bring pressure. They play man. They get their hands on you, and they do a really nice job. They're aggressive. So that's one thing we just got to be ready for and be ready to handle that. That's the big challenge about playing those guys, and it's going to be tough on the road too with all the communication and things they do. It's going to be a good test for us.
How have you handled man, you think, when you've seen it this year?
Some good, some bad. I think you can always be better, when you're thinking about things. But I believe in our guys, and I think we got guys that can get open versus man coverage. So I'm excited to see what happens this Thanksgiving.
What do you envision for Jordan Morgan the rest of the year?
He's going to keep competing. I think it's one of those things that, again, just like any young player, going through your ups and downs, just trying to find, your best spot. But he's going to keep competing. We're going to keep working him in there. And he's going to be a good player for us.
So, after the Pittsburgh game, Matt made the comment when he was asked if he could, I think it was Pete, about can you build your offense, your passing game around a tight end? And he said we'd be crazy not to. And then you lose him the next week. How do you kind of feel about how you have maybe figured things out in the last couple of weeks? If you get Reed back, you've got Watson back, do you think you're in a position where maybe you can really get humming again?
I hope so, and I think we're kind of trending in that way. But again, the NFL is a week-by-week deal. Who knows what's going to happen after this game? So it's just one of those things where, again, you can build your depth and just trust those guys, like Emmanuel coming in there and playing, or any of the linemen, or any of these backup wide receivers or backup tight ends, and whatever role they're going to play. That's just one of those things you have to have. And then every week you're like, all right, we got this piece, that piece, and then you can hopefully keep trending in the right direction. But yeah, getting Jay Reed back at some point would be awesome. He definitely brings such a great explosive element and great leadership out there. So that'll be fun to get him back soon.
Has he played enough that he can just go out there? I mean, obviously you're not practicing this week.
Yeah, as long as he feels good and confident, I'm sure he can go out there in some capacity and help us for sure.
Steno, what did you think of what Jordan was able to do after the injury in New York, and then what he was able to do on Sunday? I mean, that's Baker Mayfield left his game and didn't come back on Sunday.
I mean, he's a tough kid, and Jordan's obviously had a good mentor with Aaron, just seeing, this is the expectation of a quarterback. You're going to go out there, you're going to lead your guys, and as long as you can go out there and play, you're going to go out there and do that. And he did a great job. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, but he did a great job out there leading, playing hard, and doing what we had to do to win.
You guys were able to run the ball very effectively and take the air out of the ball. If you're in a game like Rob was mentioning, where maybe you do have to open it up, is it hard to try and design a game plan that reduces the risk? I know you can't eliminate it, but reduces the kind of danger you put them in?
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're going against a defense like Detroit's, where they do a really nice job with their D-line and linebackers creating pressure. So, it's just one of those games we're going to have to be on point. We're going to have to do our thing and, just go out there and execute.